All right, so y'all have any idea who designed marriage?
No.
God.
Yeah. So if you would just take his design for marriage instead of what the world tells you what the design is, marriage works so much better. I've been married for 14 years. Just take his design and do what he tells you to do in your prospective roles, and it goes a whole lot better. Like, do you believe in the existence of God?
Yes.
You do, for real? How can you be so sure he exists?
It's just when I read the Bible, I read the Bible here now, and like when
Yep.
I go to church, you know what I'm saying, they preach that. That's just what I grew up on. So
Yeah.
I just believe what I'm told. And I believe there's a higher power and there's a lower power. So I just
Yeah.
believe bad things happen for a reason, good things happen for a reason.
So Shay, if you were to stand before God tonight, 150,000 people die every single 24 hours. You have to put your eternity on a percentage scale. 0% you go to hell, 100% you get into heaven. Where do you feel like you fall? The next same question.
Man, that's a hard question. Is 50% a bad answer?
I mean, that's if that's what you feel.
I feel like 50 or maybe like 60%.
60%.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna have a long life, so I have a lot of time to right some wrongs. If I die today, I feel like 30.
30% chance you go in.
Yeah, because I know it's tough.
I have any idea how the Bible says that a person is supposed to get into heaven? You have any idea what the Bible says about that? Say what you think.
I don't know.
All right. And that's why I want to talk to you guys, because really, normally if people don't know where they're going to spend eternity, they either try not to think about it at all, which is foolish because we know it's going to happen. You're in college because you're preparing for your future. Well, most people don't prepare for their eternal future. They either try not to think about it, or they'll think about it so much that they can't even live their life because they're just so paralyzed by it. Or they will try to medicate themselves not to think about it.
Drugs?
They'll try to live from one thrill to another and just try not to, just try to ignore the fact that it's going to happen. So, y'all consider yourself to be a good person? Shay, would you consider yourself to be a good person?
I think so.
Think so?
I don't think that's enough to go to heaven.
I like
but
that you said that.
I think I'm a good person.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. David, what do you feel like you?
I'm
would
a
you consider-
good person
Okay. All right.
at the heart.
Yeah, and I would consider you guys to be good people, but God is not going to judge you based on my standard.
Right.
He's going to judge you based on his standard. So let me tell you what his standard is. Because if you was jumping out of a plane, you don't want the parachute to be 50-50. What would you want the parachute to be?
100%.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
100%.
So let me give you the good person test, and we'll see what your percentage is based on God's standard, okay? I'll give you the blames test. You know what it means to blaspheme God? You have any idea what that means?
To do what?
Blaspheme God?
Blaspheme?
Yep.
I don't know what that word is.
It's basically use his name as a cuss word, like OMG.
Like in vain. Like,
Yeah, use his
okay.
name in vain. Have you ever used his name in vain, or use his name as a cuss word, or OMG, or put that on GOD, or
I don't know.
you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty, man. You know, in the Old Testament, that was punishable by death. In the Old Testament, would you use your mom's name as a cuss word?
Like mom, dad, so like Tina, dad, or something like that.
I mean, yeah, you wouldn't use your mom's name to express anger, would you?
No.
I'll be like, I'll put that on my mama.
Oh, well, you do. Okay. L stands for lying. How many lies have you told in your life?
I lied before.
Okay.
You gotta lie though.
Got a lie?
Yeah.
All right. Shay, what you think? How many lies have you told in your life?
Probably a lot. I don't know if you have to lie, but I definitely have.
Okay. What do you call somebody to tell a lie? What do you call somebody to tell a bunch of lies?
A liar.
All right. A stands for adultery. This is going to nail all those to the wall. Jesus said that you have heard it was said that you should not commit adultery. Y'all know what adultery is? All right. Y'all can't explain what it is?
Cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheating, right? But Jesus raises the standard. He says, I say to you, if anyone looks at a woman or a man to lust, they already committed adultery in their heart. Have you ever looked at someone with lust, or sex out of marriage, or watched pornography, or anything to do with sex outside of God's design?
Yeah.
Guilty. All right. Now, sex is not bad. It's just when you take it out of what?
Marriage.
Marriage. It's like fire in the fireplace. As long as you keep the fire in the fireplace, it's great. When you take that same fire and put it on the carpet, it burns the house down. So sex is not bad. It's just when we take it outside the original design. That makes sense? Y'all agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
That's a tough one.
I agree.
I don't know.
You don't know?
But that's what the Bible says.
Yeah. Yeah. Any objections at all?
How can you marry somebody without having sex?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So that's what my mindset be at. But it's like,
So you want to try it out before you buy it?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't vow to be with somebody then not have sex.
Don't know how good the sex is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big part of the relationship.
Now here's a statistic that they say that the more sexually active you are, the more it increases your chance of divorce. Did y'all know that?
I have heard that, yeah.
By a large percentage. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay, what's your favorite food?
Oxtail.
Wow, I love oxtail too. What's your favorite food?
I was probably oxtail too.
Really? Are y'all cousins? That's great.
I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah. How often could you eat oxtail?
Be good like every day.
You can eat it every day, right? So if you had one variety of oxtail, man, you can probably eat it majority of the time. But what if you went into a shop that had like all different types of flavors of oxtail? If you introduce more varieties of oxtail, it's more likely that you may not want to eat the original oxtail.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So what happens is if you introduce more options, it takes away the taste for the original. Let's just say you have sex with somebody. Man, you're immediately hooked with that your first one. But then you start introducing more sex partners. What happens is you're losing your ability to be connected to the one because you're training yourself not to be intimate with just one. So you get used to doing what? Like having multiple partners. The more multiple partners you have, let's just say you finally settle down to one oxtail. And all of a sudden you enjoy it, but all of a sudden you start thinking about what?
Other oxtail.
Yeah, like, and the first time that oxtail disappoints you, you're gonna start thinking what?
I should try it different.
Absolutely, because you introduce more. So sex is not bad. It's just when you add more options to it, that it just distorts the one that you was originally connected to. So what's your thoughts? Y'all good on that or what?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, you can object. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, there's actually like a scientific explanation
Yep.
to why that happens. Like when you like climax or whatever, right? That's like the highest form of dopamine release that you can like naturally get, right? And so like whatever like is going on or whatever you're looking at or whatever that time is, during that time like your brain like develops a connection to that, right? So it's like the same with like when you have like sex with other people, when you have that like dopamine rush, you have like your brain forms that connection with whatever is like going on during that time, and the more partners you have is like the less that strong connection gets because there's like so many different ones.
So yeah, so it's amazing that the Bible says this stuff, and sometimes we take our own ways and we say, you know what, I'm gonna do it my own way, and we end up kind of experiencing the pain that comes from it. So, not judging you guys. We all kind of fell short in that area in some kind of way, so I'm not judging you. So M stands for murder. You have any idea how we break this standard?
Nah.
Is it as simple as it is? Or
Yeah, it is simple as
like
it is.
killing somebody?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever killed anybody?
Of course not.
The Bible takes it to another standard and says that if you're angry with your brother or sister, you're a murderer. He says even if you feel the rage for somebody, but you don't act on it, he says you're guilty even if you think it. Or feel the rage. What you think?
Really?
Yeah.
You
Based
feel
on what
like
the Bible
killing
says.
somebody,
Yeah, or hurting somebody or,
even hurting them?
yep.
Oh, okay.
So, because what does somebody feel before they kill somebody?
Anger.
Yeah, so it starts out with the thought and then it creates the action. What y'all think?
Yeah, man, that's tough. You gonna be mad at somebody.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
All right, so E stands for exalt. All right, what letter's in the middle of the word sin? Yeah, so anytime I do what I want to do instead of what God has told us to do, who did I just put over God?
Myself.
Yeah, who do you worship? Yourself. That's idolatry, right? You shouldn't have any other gods before me. All right, last one. Thank y'all for your patience. Y'all so kind. It stands for steal. Have you ever stolen anything, even if it's cheating on the test and stealing answers?
Yes, then.
Yeah, well. Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I stole before.
All right. You stole something before?
Of course.
All right, so guys, I'm not judging you, but you just admitted to me that you're a liar, a blasphemer, an adulterer, a murderer, an idolater, and a thief. And one day you have to face a God, and he's righteous and he's holy. He's a good judge. What do you think he's going to do to you on the day of judgment?
I was gonna say I got a long life to live, and like when I'm 50 or 60, I switch my life around.
You switch your life around?
Yeah.
All right, what do you think he's going to do to you on the day of judgment?
I don't know. If it was today, it wouldn't go
Mhm.
well.
You concerned?
Yeah, I'm concerned. I already knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not concerned, or are you
No.
not concerned? You're not concerned at all that you'll die today and go to hell?
No, I don't think I'm gonna die.
Happens 2 times in my life. I've talked to thousands of people, but I interviewed a guy 11 months. He died. And one guy I interviewed had a motorcycle accident 4 weeks out. You don't really know what your expiration date is, so you don't want to wait till you get right till you get 60. You want to do it ASAP, right? So I'll show you what the Bible says on how to get yourself together. All right, because you don't want to take a chance. You ever play Russian roulette
With the,
when you put a bullet in the gun and
Oh yeah.
and
Well, I never played that.
you roll it around and kind of see if it click. You don't want to do that with your life, right?
Yeah.
So if God is a good judge, he can't let you free. He will be a bad judge. It's like a murderer that stands before a judge. What does the murderer deserve from the judge?
Nothing.
self-defense.
Well, it ain't. Well, death penalty, like death penalty. Like if he killed in cold blood, this judge owes this murderer
Okay.
the death penalty. Well, based on our sin, we murdered Jesus because our sin is what put him on the cross. So, according to God, you deserve the what?
Die.
The death penalty, and that's called hell based on what the Bible says. He's not a bad judge. He's just giving us what we deserve because our sin is what put the Son on the cross. All right, so let me tell you the good news. This is the best part of it. This is the last thing I'll share with you.